these students are doing so well at Northwestern, that says a lot about the faculty involved. I mean, what aspects of the faculty play a part in these students, in the students' growth in Kappa?
Well, I think probably more so than any other academic department on campus, you know, we're very involved with our students, and regardless of whether it's art, and we do need to spend a couple of moments speaking about art, but whether it's art, studio art, or whether it's studio private lessons, there's so much one-on-one, even in an acting class and that sort of stuff. The acting classes we try to keep by NAST, the accrediting agency standards of 1 to 15, to where there's a lot of individual work. And we have, I think, just a tremendous group of advisors, academic advisors in Kappa, in the area of music education, music performance. Scott Burrell and Vicki Parrish do an awful lot of the advising. I'm not sure they're the only advisors in theater, but I know they do an awful lot of it. And Matt DeFord, Michael Yankowski in art, and I'm sure there's some others I'm leaving out. That's the problem with mentioning names. But they go the extra mile to try to ensure the success of our students. You know, not all of them are going to make it. That's just the way life is. But I think if you look at our retention rate, the number of students who we have completers that could carry forth from one semester to the next, it was 80% this past year. If we could afford to do that all across campus, I mean, I think that would be the answer to do it. And a lot of times, though, simply because I think of the one-on-one structure that we already have, our faculty take that extra amount of interest individually, because it's, as you know, if we were teaching an English class, God love them, of 30, 40 in the class, 50 in the class, however many is in the class, it makes it difficult. You don't have the time to do that. And in my opinion, it's something that we can do in Kappa and go the extra mile to try to give back to the university in making sure that we try to ensure the success of these students academically.
Right. And Dr. Webb, you know, this is such a great program with so many different aspects. With all the budget cuts that are going to happen to the university in the future, how will this affect such a great program as Kappa?
It will remain an area of excellence at Northwestern. We'll tout it highly at the state level. We will strengthen and preserve the programs within that school, because that's vital to the future of Northwestern. It's really vital to all of us when you consider the fact that so many of their students major in fields outside that particular school. So they indeed are a model for the rest of us. When you go out in the community, when you go out in schools, and you see the huge number of schools that Mr. Brent visits, that his faculty visit. Recently, Pineville High School, which is really a model high school in the arts, but high academic standards all the way around, had a Northwestern night, and the people producing the play at their school that we saw that evening were our graduates. And Barry Stoneking of our theater faculty did the choreography for it. Perry Morgan was there watching the play as well, along with a host of us. So the arts are just, in my opinion, blended as parts of our very being, and consequently we will always strive to promote this area that I consider to be most vital to society as a whole and to Northwestern.
And we've talked about so much that the students do and everything in that aspect. You know, what awards and rewards have they gotten for such great success, in just in each of the departments?
Well, there's been a number over the years. I think the first thing, as far as that I'd like to point out, is the success of our students in getting jobs once they get out. I can tell you that, especially in the area of music education, most of our kids have jobs before they even finish a student teaching experience. Part of that is because there's not enough music educators running around out there, maybe, but I'd like to think it's also because people know the quality of the program, and they're going to try to find someone who's well prepared to begin teaching. And the same can be said about many of our theater graduates, as well as many of our students in art who are out in professional design, advertising design programs now. Evan Taylor over in Dallas area graduated several years ago, and he's doing quite well in the Dallas area in advertising design. Beyond that, our choir was just invited to take a tour of England and just returned. The marching band, a good number of the marching band members will hopefully be going to the 2011, get my year right, New Year's Day Parade in London, England. It looks like that's all going to come together. The Wind Symphony several years ago, the top concert band was invited to perform at the College Band Directors National Regional Conference. A number of our art students have won the Addy Award, which is one of the top awards that comes out of Shreveport in advertising design. So there's a long list of Terrence Daniels, who we mentioned, just won a role in the remake of La Cage aux Folles. So I'd like to think that our students are doing quite well, and to me one of the most positive things out of all this that speaks about volumes of what's going on here is that our students refer students to us, which tells me they feel like they had a good experience here, they got what they paid for, and they want people who they're now nurturing to come to school here and have the same opportunities. So I think that says an awful lot about the referrals that we get from our own students. Don't you think so, Dr. Webb?
I think it definitely does. In fact, word of mouth, it's long been said, is absolutely the best form of marketing and advertising that you can have. And when you've got graduates who are band directors all over the place who think their experiences here were outstanding and they want other students of theirs, to have that experience, that just adds even more to what we're trying to achieve through this particular school. I think that's a major plus. And as I said earlier, that this school is a model for student recruitment and retention, and we all could learn from the things that that they do. One of the reasons I visit so many high schools is simply because of the success Mr. Brent has had. So I would love for all of our folks here at the university to visit high schools, get out there and listen to teachers, listen to students, and learn from them, and simply ask a question: what can Northwestern do for you?
And that is a great question for sure. And really quick, Mr. Brent, we're running out of time. We have about 30 seconds left. How can people get in touch with the Creative and Performing Arts Department, future students, and to see anything that's going to be going on in the future?
Well, they certainly go to our website, nsula.edu/CAPA, C-A-P-A, and they can call 318-357-4522. We do have a mailing list where we can send out information if they want to contact me directly through our website. Just send me an email and I'll hook them up with everything if they need to be hooked up with.
Great. Well, guys, you've heard it here, all the success in the Creative and Performing Arts Department. We've talked about music, theater, and dance, and there's just so much going on there. And thank you for your time here, Mr. Brent. It's been a great one, and we look forward to see what you do in the future. So you're watching Where Great Things Happen, and I'm your host, Van Erickson. See you next time.